Hello everyone, Miragefly here, bringing you another game of Company of Heroes 2. This time it will be between Barrier and Northweapon. Barrier will be our Oberkommando West player up in the north of West Capella Island. And yes, this is a custom map. While meanwhile, Northweapon will be our Soviet player down in the south. Please note that this will be different from the usual cast. We are not playing in the vanilla game. We are playing on the competitive edition mod, so we'll see how things play out up in this round. Northweapon has produced his tier 1. We have a Kubo coming out for our Oberkommando West player, Barrier. Will allow him to have greater map control. Stern Pioneers, meanwhile, are moving up. We'll be moving... Can move on to the VP or munitions. I think they're going to be moving forward, no? Capturing here, then moving straight toward the field. Possible. Looks like he's moving all his units there, maybe moving into intercept Northweapon from getting there. Conscript squad now has arrived for Northweapon. Maybe going for a penal squad. That is coming out as our next squad. Do note that in this patch it is much more expensive, 300 versus 270, but they are much more effective. I don't think Barrier notices this and he's not actually capturing. Not sure why. May actually just be waiting for the combat engineers to come up so he can ambush them. Can't see anything at the moment. Kubo wagon is coming up, however. And Stern Pioneers will be coming around from behind the hedge. We'll be ambushing these combat engineers. We'll force them off immediately. Meanwhile, the Strafniki have arrived and are moving up. We do lose one combat engineer. Meanwhile, Kubo wagons move up to capture. Volksgrenadiers moving on to the point here. Conscripts, meanwhile, are capturing on the left-hand side. I'm probably gonna have another Volkswagen coming. Bear's actually floating a lot of manpower. Should probably get spending on that. Not sure why he's saving it. Got mines going down. Another Volk squad has been requisitioned. Will be coming up. Penal squad is moving up. They will have sight of these Stern Pioneers. Won't begin opening fire, causing significant damage from the initial volley. Mines do not go down. Stern Pioneers trying to get into the building, but so are the Penals, and they will get into the building. We'll force away these Stern Pioneers. Stern Pioneers should probably get out of there. We'll be retreating. Doesn't take too much damage on the retreat. However, he is left with one man. Volks, meanwhile, are sitting up behind sandbags. M3 scout car has also arrived. We have locked into industry, while Scavenge Doctrine's been locked in. Penal squad's moving up on the flank. We'll be getting into this next building. Easy shots at the Volks. We'll force away these Volks. However, meanwhile, the Kubo has completely captured the right-hand side. Has to be careful though with that M3 on the field. Raketin now coming up for our Oberkommando West player, Barrier. Needs to be careful here. M3 will be moving up. Kubo needs to drive out there.
An anti-tank gun has taken the field.
Rear MG is actually doing quite a bit of damage on the Kubo. Probably drive the Kubo away though. Alright, Penal squad on the flank will be doing damage on the Kubo. Kubo will get out of there, however. M3 scout car moving up. I will be shot by these Volks. Who will be back in action shortly. Will be repaired by the Stern Pioneers. Truck is also coming up. Sniper now coming up as well.
Supply hub Keta is ready for orders.
To provide some anti-infantry firepower, but do note that in this mod the snipers are separate. Spotter and sniper are separate models, so if you do manage to snipe the sniper, who tends to be in the lead with the scope rifle, well, the spotter will not have that weapon transferred to him. In return, however, the snipers have got a health increase. That should allow them to survive longer. Though it should be known that all snipers are now also easier to hit, since they have 15% additional received accuracy. This includes all snipers. Penal squad will be forced out by this massive infantry. Haven't been able to show off their recently buffed capabilities in this mod. No more combat engineers are coming up for our Soviet player. Maybe going up for the next building soon. As conscripts have been moving around uncontested. We'll find a Kubo as well and begin opening fire. M3 will be moving out there. However, interrupts his sniper's movement. Sniper will take the first shot and claim a kill. Kubo wagon is capturing the field on the left-hand side. Our conscript should probably get over there. M3 could also come along. Need some repairs on it though.
Target secure. Establish defensive line.
You know, more Volks are coming up. Truck actually looks like the truck. No, truck has been established. It's turning into the battle group headquarters. It's actually not being put forward though, being put in the base.
Static post is now in operation.
Conscripts could probably keep moving forward and chase away the Kubo, but he looks like he's focusing on regaining his fuel. Meanwhile, Sniper moving around the field. Tier 2 has been researched, it seems. Or bought, it seems. Maxim coming up. Funeral's moving up with their PPSHs and flamethrowers. Has been renamed the assault package in this mod. As the SVTs really don't mix well with the flamethrower. Already end up dropping their flamethrower, which is not good. Combat engineers may be trying to pick that up to go and jump over the fence. We'll pick that up. We'll force away the combat engineers, though. Sniper's still taking pot shots at the Volkshour. Sniper now moving away. Or this could be a bad retreat path, depending where the AI decides to pick it. We'll be pulling out through the center of the map. Conscripts getting in the cover will be engaged by 2 Volks and the Stern Pioneer squad. However, they can focus on the wounded Volk Grenadier squad. Will force them off. M3 scout car is also here. Stern Pioneer is going to be Vet 1 soon. Scout car moving up, trying to push units out of the way. Maxim is on the field. We'll suppress the Volk squad. Our Ketchen does manage to hit the M3 scout car. M3 will not be taken out just yet. Volks are unsuppressed. Will be moving into the building now. Kubo is still causing harassment on the left-hand side. But gonna need more infantry coming out for Northweapon, however. He only has 2 combat engineers, conscript, and a penal squad. The rest is going to be support weapons. M3 is moving up. Will manage to take out the Kubo as well. Maxim is firing on the house with the Volks inside it. Maxim should be able to win this engagement simply because it has a bigger crew. Our act track is here. We'll begin setting up. And we'll be firing on the Maxim in the structure. Our Maxim causing a bit of damage. This gun's also here. May lose the flak track. He will pull out, it seems. Volks coming on the flank. We'll be able to throw a flame grenade in there and clear it out. Actually, no, he has infiltration grenades. We'll use that to clear it out. Maxim does de-garrison. Sniper is pulling back, takes a shot. This flak track's gonna need some repairs. Well, 251 flak track causing some damage in the garrison. Not sure why not firing cannon actually not get an angle on that structure. Stern Pioneers are moving up on the structure and we'll be able to clear out these combat engineers. We'll be forced to bail out soon. It's going to take a bit more damage than usual as they are in the middle of the road. I actually managed to get these combat engineers on retreat. He's chasing. Our combat engineers just managed to barely turn around the corner. Medics currently have not been bought from the battle group headquarters just yet. Our infantry support guns arrived, and we do have our Volks coming out with their MP44s. And a bit more firepower at short or to mid-range. They also have the Panzerfaust, which will deter the scout car. 15 munitions, essentially a Panzer Schreck shot, but will always penetrate armor. 251 still needs repairs. Allies currently taking the rest of the map. Infantry support gun is firing though. We'll slowly clear out the Maxim. We'll be forced to retreat. So he's moving into the next building. German Pioneer's now going to work on the 251 flak threat. Hasn't really done much due to the garrisons in the map. Folks trying to get in, how they get immediately pinned as crossing that open road. Volk squad here needs to pull out, however. He was doing significant damage with their SVTs at range. Will not be chasing after the squad though. We got quad likely going to be coming out next. Do have the munitions standing by.
Crew, stand ready. Achtung, prepare for action.
Sniper slowly trying to will away the Volks in the building.
Under attack, security.
No engagement on the right hand side. Combat engineers being engaged by Stern Pioneers. Flamethrower around the corner.
Enemy forces are attempting to
Looks like our sniper got taken out by an infantry support gun round. Go ahead and get taken out. They were low on health. This mine probably won't recloak. And before they can defuse it, the mine does go off. Will cause a bit of damage on the squad.
We have
I didn't suppress them.
Field hospital at headquarters.
You're still being bombed by the infantry support gun as well. 251 is moving up. Needs to be supported by the Raketten though, with the quad coming out onto the field. Actually, no quad coming out just yet. It may be using it as forward reinforce point. Jaeger is now deploying from the buildings. We'll begin capturing the fuel point. Medics have been researched. We'll heal up all this over command of West Infantry. Half track moving up. We'll face its MG. We'll fire Panzerfaust into the vehicle. Won't damage the engine, but will cause significant damage. .251 flak truck will force away these combat engineers. No mines have been placed either. Raketten now moving up. However, Raketten has been spotted, will be forced out by the Strafniki. Do have the Allied supply run coming in. However, 251 could set up and attempt to shoot the plane down.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
We'll be focusing on Strafniki and the structure instead, however. Probably shouldn't charge in there. These Pinos do have PPSHs, but they have taken significant damage. Volk's gonna be forcing away these conscripts. Half-track's also gonna need repairs. Stern Pioneers could begin moving up and try to clear out the structure. Meanwhile, Jaegers are here, taking pot shots at the M3 scout car.
We are losing territory.
Maxim has been forced out of the building. Over Commander West can now begin moving up. No next purchase from Northweapon. It was quite a bit of fuel in the bank. Not sure what he's waiting for.
Encroaching on our territory.
Maybe trying to get more manpower. Now he's putting down his tier 4 structure. We do have shoe mines coming down, however.
The sector has been cut off.
Not really looking good for Barrier at the moment. He's been completely cut off from the field for quite a bit of time. Furthermore, he did buy 251 flak trek, delaying his tech even further.
Unit ready.
More Jaegers have been deployed. We'll begin capturing the map for him.
Point secure. Supply half-track is in action. Standing by for setting of command post.
You have massive infantry on the left-hand side. Pino squad not fully reinforced. Should probably get reinforced. Can merge conscripts into them as well. Maxim is setting up. We'll suppress this Volk squad, forcing them off.
We need orders.
251's moving in. May try to intercept the scout car. Maxim is here and will suppress these Stern Pioneers. We're not in heavy cover. Scout car will see it and back off.
Taking effective fire!
Infantry support gun will slowly whittle away at this infantry unit.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Meanwhile, Jaegers are still capturing up on the right-hand side. T-34 now coming out for North.
Crew, stand ready.
We'll probably need to see another Roketin come up.
Hulk's grenadiers back to full strength. Squad numbers back at full.
Allies are shifting onto the right-hand side. Jaegers will spot this. Immediately snipe one member of the combat engineer squad. May get the next one with the next snipe. Infantry support gun is firing. T-34 is rolling up higher. Our 251 will be fired by his gun. He's rotating into all these units and machine guns. Captain also is caught out position. 251 half-track is down. Another Roketin is now coming up for our axis. Infantry support gun needs to relocate. We do have Panzerfaust on the Volks to cause some damage on the T-34, but we need Roketins to finish it off. Looks like he's looking for the infantry support gun. Will miss with its shot. Truck has been put up. Faust goes off on the M3 hour and does immediately take it out. T-34 moving in, likely trying to crush.
Sector is at risk.
T-34 is opening fire. Do have Panzerfaust going off, however it's not going to be enough. We need a Roketin up forward. Faust are getting the Volks vet tower. Gonna make them better in the anti-infantry role with their rifles. Conscripts are moving up.
Ready for combat.
105mm artillery barrages are available at your convenience.
Scrim Pioneers near Galileo, down to one man. Might want to jump his Volks into that building. Can now throw a flame grenade next if he needs. Looks like Maxim will finally get decrewed.
One of our machine guns has been silenced.
T-34, however, is cutting into these Volks, and we got more T-34s on the way. Ostwind has been deployed. Don't really think it was the best choice.
We need to reestablish
More
our
Panzerfaust are coming out. May lose a T-34 ducking around the corner. Not sure what brought down the plane. It may have been the flak HQ. Alright, no, it was from the Ostwind. Roketins are in the area trying to take out the M5. May actually take it out though, it's trying to get behind the hedge. And now North is going to spend some time repairing all his T-34s. He does have fuel dropped in, however. Fuel's not really his issue though. T-34s are roaming around the map. Axis is starting to retake their positions. North is going to lose the infantry war. He doesn't have much in terms of infantry, at least not a combat squad, so he is now building another penal battalion unit. Down to 2 engineers, 1 conscript, and one penal battalion, while meanwhile, Bulgaria has 3 Volksgrenadier squads fully upgraded, 2 Jaegers, and 1 Sturm Pioneer squad. Jaegers should be able to spot this anti-tank gun. They do have extra sight. And we'll begin moving up on this anti-tank gun. We'll force it off. We have a KV-8 on the field, however. Will cause massive problems for the infantry, especially since all we really have for the Axis are Roketins for anti-tank. Ostwind, however, is here and can block. Combat engineers moving on to the left-hand side. Jaegers will find them. Mines will be spotted though. Jaeger's moving to engage. Could also be a deadly defuse. This could be really bad. Could lose a Volk squad here. Rakettenauer is managing to keep this KV-8 away.
No supplies.
Volk's trying to go in for the Faust to cause a little more damage. However, these Volks need to get out of there. They're way too far forward. And Rakettens need to stay out of the fire. Infiltration going off on the Strafnikauer. May lose the squad if he doesn't pull back. Will barely make it behind the hedge once again. T-34s are moving up to the left-hand side. Ostwin is out of position. We see a Faust coming out. We do lose our Ostwin, overextended. Looks trying to force away the T-34s. Faust isn't that expensive, only coming at 15 munitions per shot. All the Oberkommando units have been forced back to base. More infiltration grenades going off. Mine will not detonate. Combat engineers may barely get out, however the Jaegers managed to get a snipe off on the unit. Needs to stop the unit and open fire for full accuracy. And does manage to kill the combat engineer unit on retreat. Or if it's trying to replace his infantry with more penal battalions. More supply drops coming out as well. Moke's closing on these combat engineers will force them away. T-34 is coming around the corner, however. Folks need to pull back. We'll manage to get the decap and begin retreating, however it could be a very bad retreat. The models are very heavily bunched up. T-34 will miss, however. Our Schwerpanzer headquarters has finally gone down, but he's not going to be getting any armor for quite a bit of time. He's going to have to rely completely on Rakettens and Volk Panzerfaust. May need another Raketten to follow up. Our allies are currently triple capped, 252 versus 353. Stern Pioneers trying to get behind the building to avoid the T-34. T-34 now Vet 2. It's just a little more firepower in terms of reload. Vet 1 has been changed. Improves the machine guns of the T-34 rather than giving a capture point. Sturms could jump into the building and jump out the other side. There should be a door there. Stern Pioneers will pull back, however. Ghost going to probably Faust this one to cause a bit of extra damage. Faust now coming out. Gives him Vet 3. And this could be really bad for T-34 needs to get out of there. Our Rakettens are out of position. Needs to pull back his Rakettens. They're in the middle of this penal unit. Could lose it on retreat. They're really low health at the moment. Does get decrewed.
Gun crew has been lost.
Needs to reman this immediately. Tanks are going to be coming out for Soviets once again.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
Jaeger should probably reposition and start shooting at the conscript squad. They probably will be able to win this. Our armor is coming in. I think that's the KV-8 and T-34 are coming up. Our conscripts have been forced away. Infantry support guns been caught out of position by the Spino unit. We'll be forcing them out. Infantry support gun will be forced off.
We lost a gun crew.
Jaegers have been also forced off. So I'm sitting on, well, we're sitting on quite a bit of fuel. Have no munitions due to constant supply drops coming in. Raketten has been recrewed. Gonna be a bit of time before our Commando West player can get some sort of vehicle to counter this armor. Probably gonna need a Jagdpanzer. May see a dive into the base as well. Alright, his this gun's caught out position. May lose it if it doesn't pull back the base. His tanks may be forced to reposition. KV-8's trying to go in. The T-34 has hit a mine in the center. Will be forced away. This gun will not be chased down. All the armor is being forced to relocate down south, however. Will not be diving into the base. Will force all the infantry on the right hand side to pull back. Captain's now relocating, Maxim being rebuilt for North.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Barrier probably shouldn't have bought that. Austin didn't really do much before it went down. Folks firing off their Panzerfaust for that extra damage. Maybe I'll get another one off. Or this Volkswagen needs to pull back to base for healing. One more. If there is a Volk squad on the way. He could try to attempt to finish that KV-8 off. Our KV-8 will be running away. He is going in for the Faust. It's only going to cause damage. Need to get these Raketans up here. Needs to be careful. Tank's trying to go in for the crush. So it's being to retake the entire left-hand side of the map. T-34 almost goes down. However, Raketans don't have the range to finish it off. We do have a third Raketan on the way, however. That's going to pretty much hard counter a lot of the armor, but they need to pull back immediately. We do have penal units on the side. Should probably pull them both back. So it's going to soft retreat this gun. Or the Volks are coming back. Conscripts are trying to pull away. They're not going to be able to fight these vetted Volks with their assault rifles. However, we do have the Strafniki squad moving up. We'll be able to put up a good fight with these Volks, causing a considerable amount of damage. Our infiltration grenades coming off. Cause significant damage on the penal unit, but Volks are being forced away. Maxim support will also force away the rest of the infantry. T-34 is back in action. I think there may be a repair station somewhere.
The enemy has 300 points remaining.
If there's not, North should probably build one. Our Raketans come back on the field, and we do have a Panzer IV now coming up. I'm not sure if it's the best choice. Could save on for a Panther. But I guess he wants some sort of generalist. T-34 is here. And Pioneers tried to get behind the sandbags, but now they're gone. Could also be a very bad retreat path. We do have penals in the way with their PPSHs from the assault package. And it looks like our infantry support gun was stolen. May lose the Sturm Pioneers on retreat here. Probably will lose it. They're very low and gets taken out. Should have probably pulled them out a bit earlier. Infantry support gun has been recruited by penals. Probably not the best choice, as they are considerably more expensive to reinforce now, due to their improved effectiveness. Our Volks are going to be moving up to try and clear this building. Could see a flame grenade go off. Our T-34 going in for the crush. However, this is really bad for T-34 in the middle of 3 Raketan warfares, and does get taken out. Went in way too deep. However, we need to see an incendiary go off in the building. He does not throw one, however. Panzer IV now coming up, though. Raketans can begin moving up to try and support the tank. This gun needs to reposition and be over there to counter the Panzer IV. Panzer IV doing more damage on the building than it is doing on the crew. Another flamethrower squad. I think North may be saving up for the KV-2. Got a few changes in this mod. T-34s are moving up higher, along with the KV-8. This gun does now land another shot. Conscripts are moving up, trying to ensnare the tank. They actually don't have anti-tank grenade aids, but I guess he's mainly trying to do it to scare the Panzer IV off. Because you never know when. Because you never know when conscripts actually do have anti-tank grenades. We may actually lose the Panzer IV here. Our T-34 does go down. Raketan's now trying to focus on the KV-8. We're going to need to see more skirms come up to try and repair this Panzer IV. We have no mechanized truck out on the field at the moment. We do have Volks coming out onto the field, though. This guy needs to get out of there. KV-8 is coming up. It does have its canister around at Vet 1.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
And our KV-2 is on the field. Definitely something you don't see, but it's a pretty nice model to have.
The enemy is reduced to 200 points.
Does have siege mode. But he's taking fire from Raketins. Needs to be careful. Essentially, at this point, when it's not deployed, it's a Brumbar with a turret.
The enemy is taking
The
what
Raketins
we
are
have
moving
secured.
up. Right, the KV's not trying to move in. Is locking down. For siege mode.
Need to re-establish our supply lines.
KV will begin to open fire. Or is going to be very vulnerable in this position. He left it out completely in the open. But we'll immediately decrew one. The Raketins can try to take him out one by one. Needs to move into KV-8 and Strapniki, though. Not sure where he was firing there. Infantry support gun does manage to take out our Raketin. KV-2 almost goes down.
The enemy has
Another
taken our
Raketin goes
supply
down. They were
sector.
overextended. They didn't really have much in terms of support. Our Vet 5 Volks are here. We'll attempt to try hold off all this infantry. Raketin has been stolen. May go in for another one. These Volks need to shift fire. KV-8 is however moving in for the flamethrower. Or he's running into the conscript, so the damage over time will also hurt both sides. Alright, these Volks need to pull back.
We now have access to additional
And the conscripts are actually not getting out of the fire. They're taking significant damage. Alright, the Volks are going to pull back now. Conscripts are too low now to recrew. Needs to be reinforced. Panzer IV is being repaired. Need to see the repair air kit probably come out. Allies down to 221 points. Axis at 159. Currently, Allies do have the advantage. Jaeger's coming off on the flank. Not sure what they're trying to do. Cutoff is being captured by these conscripts. Over Commander West player is not looking that good now. He's lost all his anti-tank. Doesn't really have anything to deal with this KV. And his fuel's not high enough to get him more armor. Needs to begin moving out his Panzer IV onto the field.
enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
JV2 is moving up. No additional infantry support guns have been built. May be a good idea to rebuild it. KV-8 is here. We'll be forcing away these Volks. Panzer IV now coming up. Take a shot at KV, but will bounce off. Another Raketin is on its way. Another one could be built as well. Our barrier needs to make something happen. He needs VPs. Badly hemorrhaging here now. Triple capped. And all Raketins have now been captured by the Allies, and is going to kill the other one. We have pretty much three anti-tank guns for our Allies. We also have the KV-2 sitting in the center. And we'll hit the Panther IV and cause significant damage.
An anti-tank battery is ready for deployment.
Fire once again, but misses. Our Pioneers will begin repairing the Panzer IV, however. Volks moving up, throwing infiltration grenades.
The enemy has 75
Surprised we have not seen a single flame grenade throughout this entire game. KV is firing, burning through the Jaegers. May actually kill a squad in retreat. Panzer IV now moving up, trying to get a rear shot on this KV. KV2 will miss.
Consolidate our forces. We are down to 50 points.
Panzer IV moving up. KV moving up. Might lose Sturm Pioneer Squad if he doesn't get out of there. We need a VP capture from our Axis, but currently all back in base and reinforcing and healing. Panzer IV now moving up.
Your orders.
I don't really think there's much our Axis can do. He's not going to have enough time to capture all these VPs. He's too busy back at base healing. Ketchum will be pulling out of the battle.
Units consolidate. We are down to 10 points.
Probably going to be it here. Axis really just couldn't manage to push, and they lost a lot of their early vehicles, putting them further back in tech. Panzerfaust are going to go off on the KV-8. But it won't go off in time as the game ends. Anyways, good game to Northweapon. And better luck next time in the barrier. And it's Mirage Fla signing off.